What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Littleroot Lessons, episode 282. I'm your host, Angelo, and I'm joined by the hardest working producer in Pokemon podcasting. Almost said Pokemon producer in podcasting. Say that 5 times fast. Carl. Carl, how are you, buddy?
Doing good. Just got off work. We're talking Pokemon Presents this week because we got a bunch of information about Champions.
Yeah, a lot of information about Champions, but Champions, that's not the most important thing. Pokemon Concierge Season 2 coming out a day before my birthday. Absolute hype. You're going to have that. You're going to have Eagles Dallas like Thursday night. Oh, it's going to be awesome. That is the birthday gift I wanted. Screw Mega Dragonite. Screw Champions. I wanted my Claymation Netflix show the day before my birthday. And also this kind of like is a bit, but also not really a bit. If you haven't watched Concierge, do that. It's amazing. One of my favorite little Pokemon side projects they've done with their animation.
I'm excited for the misadventures of the
Surfetch and Pichu.
Yeah.
The Aardman. Yeah, so when we were watching the direct, Matt texted me and he's like, Angelo, are there just like a ton of British people like on your screen right now? Am I watching the wrong thing? I'm like, No, that's
right.
These are the Wallace and Gromit guys, or like Chicken. You remember Chicken Run?
I remember Chicken Run, and
I was afraid.
Too.
I wouldn't say I was afraid of that movie, but like I was like unsettled by it. When did that movie come out? How old was
A while ago. There's a sequel you got to go watch now.
I have not. So yeah, it came out in 2000. When in 2000? It came out. Why does it not have the date? What are you doing? Oh yeah, it came out June of 2000.
It sounded like I felt like it was a summer movie because I remember being out of school when it came out.
Yeah, I was like 4. And yeah, 23 years later, a sequel titled Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget released on Netflix in December of 23. Wow.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if the Misadventures of Surfetch and Pichu does well, it doesn't take 23 years to make that sequel.
From what I understand, it's supposed to be like a series, like an episodic series. So it'll be cool. It'll be cool. I'm excited.
Yeah. No, it's always love my little like side Pokemon project. At some point I feel like if I have to guess, they're saving it for the 30th anniversary Pokemon Day. Next February, where they announce the first live-action Pokemon project. There's been talk for a while that Netflix is going to do something for it, and now's the perfect time to announce it. Like you already have the live Zelda, like live-action, Legend of Zelda coming up. I think they're doing a Donkey Kong movie.
They 100% are doing Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
we all know they are.
Okay, yeah. I was like, am I making this up or?
No, you're not.
Okay, good.
I will say my biggest takeaways from Direct was ZA is going to be fun if you're a casual player. There's a lot of cool things coming for that. We hopefully will get Champions next year, like early next year. There's rumors floating around like 23rd, which was a Friday. There was a rumor before that, which was January 26th, which would have been like that Monday after that. So probably a Q1 release, which would be really nice.
Yeah, and that's kind of going, loyal listeners of the show and people who followed my now defunct, well, not defunct, I'll pop on there now again, Twitter feed, or who are in the podcast who have consistently said that we're getting a new VGC game in like Q1, early Q2 of 26, and that would be the Worlds game. Like, Champion, I
don't know if we'll get to playing Worlds on it yet.
So the reason why I'm saying that they are, and again, I know this is going years and years back, but like the West got Black and White, it was like March of 2011, and I know different circuit and everything, different-ish, but like they did Worlds on Black and White in 2011. So
the big thing here is it's no longer attached to just consoles; it's mobile too. And so their setup is not probably quite ready to handle that yet.
I wouldn't,
because I can tell you right now, they will not let you play on your phone.
No,
100%.
Yeah.
And so you either have to have a Switch or you're going to have to borrow a phone. They usually barely have enough rental phones for Go.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why Go is
So
double elim, is because they don't have the phones to do a full tournament on like doing a full Swiss tournament. Personally, I think what's going to happen is it's going to be a Switch only sort of thing, at least at the start. Especially
they haven't been that way for Unite yet. For Unite at all. Unite, they actually like will tell you like you can play Switch, phone, etc., whichever one you want to bring.
Really.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just let you play with whichever one you're comfortable with.
But they get, even for Unite, they give you a phone.
Yep. Well,
okay.
They can. They have special phones for the stage, but for most of like the side event stuff, it's just bring whatever you have, your phone, your Switch, whichever. I will say that if you have connection issues, they on whatever they have up there. So like if you brought your Switch and your Switch is having connection issues, they will swap you out for something else. Or vice versa, if your phone is having issues, they'll swap you out for a Switch. And that can cause some hiccups on stage once in a while, but Pokemon has never been like you can't play on this game on your phone even though it's on mobile.
Interesting. So I mean that'll be, and we don't know that, and that would be the only hiccup, so to speak. But I mean at this point, I think they already know if Champions is going to be the world's game or not. I think we'll find out in a month. We have the World's closing ceremony. They're going to be giving us some new information. If my guess is they'll release another new Mega Pokemon for ZA and give us either the exact announcement on like a release date for Champions, or like, hey, this is going to be your VGC game. For me, it's and this has just always been, even before, because initially I just thought it was going to be Gen 10. No one thought a game like Champions would ever happen. I just can't see them in the 30th anniversary, also the 20th World Championships, playing their game for VGC on using a game that's in the grains at that point almost 4 years old. Along with the fact that it's like they definitely want to get some new Pokemon in. All of the early merchandising and marketing for these regionals are based around Megas. They're having Megas come back. Like the Mega Pokemon are the main focus now in the TCG sets, starting with the upcoming set in September. I know like Megas are already in Pokemon Go. I don't think they're legal for PvP.
No, they're not.
Maybe that's
their Megas are also, they're like weirdly timed. They're like a time-based thing, and
I
don't know how they would do that for PvP, because it's just like if the rounds take too long, like you got to have enough to do it again. Like, no, that's not fair to whoever. That's just like a waste of resources.
Well, I mean, Pokemon Go as a whole as a game is a waste of resources, and is just nothing. When Anna told me that she had to walk her Lickitung for 6 months to make it optimal for tournament play, I'm like, yeah, this ain't it.
I'm good. Yeah. So nowadays, though, it's like your phones. They have like this adventure sync set up, so where it's like you don't even have to have the game open.
Oh no, that was with Adventure Sync.
Yeah, I know. It's what I'm saying. Like you gotta have the game open to even like look at it, which is nice for things like that. But I'd be surprised if Megas are everywhere. I know they're bringing Megas to Unite. We didn't get an announcement through the direct for that, but we got a message to the players from the Unite dev team talking about more Megas coming, which we already had Mega Mewtwo X and Y already in the game. So
adding the Mega Lotties and stuff.
More probably like Mega Charizard X and Y.
Okay.
Things like that.
Blaziken.
New Megas. We're not sure how much of it's gonna feed in, because a lot of these Pokemon that are already in the game already do have Mega forms. Like Charizard's already in the game, Blaziken's already in the game, Latios and Latias are coming. Latios is already out, Latias is coming. So like a lot of these Pokemon already have Mega forms, but the way they did it for X and Y Mewtwo is Mewtwo's in the game twice, and one is X, one is Y.
Yeah,
and they're two separate Pokemon. So it'll be interesting, because like, do you just have regular Blaziken and then you have Mega Blaziken? Like, are they going to be in the same line? Are they different? So that's going to be Unite's going to be a whole mess, but we're not expecting any of that until probably next year, if not later.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's the other thing.
By that point, we are like halfway through the Unite season qualifiers already. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see if they do that.
But like going back, like in general, I think that what we're going to be seeing for like VGC, they're going to be putting. I think we're going to see megas, and unless they're going to release this monster patch for Scarlet and Violet that just adds all the mega stones and everything into there,
we're not getting that.
We're not getting that, so it's going to be on Champions. And before we move on, I'd say like we should touch some of the main like news we got for.
I'm about to say outside of the Champions news and the ZA pseudo trailer talking about some more stuff that's like pertinent to story stuff, which we probably won't get into because it's story stuff for the game. There wasn't really a whole lot that we weren't like out of the park like crazy about. There's Pokemon Friends, that was cool. I have it downloaded. I haven't bought the actual copy of the game. I just play the free download on the mobile, and I do like my puzzles, and that's fine.
Yeah, and it is a game where it's like you can just spend $10 and get the full game. There's no like.
Yeah, or you could spend $36 and get all the extra puzzle packs and whatnot.
Yeah, something like that.
I might spend the $10 if I put it on the Switch, if I do it on the Switch, but I like it on my phone more than I like it on my Switch.
I haven't looked at it.
It's cute.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it looks like. It was something like this. This is probably like unbelievable.
Have you ever played like the Train Your Brain games?
Kind of
for the DS. It's literally that. It's literally that. That's all it is. It's just like little games like that. They get progressively harder as you go through the levels.
Yeah.
There's like, you connect the light for Pikachu that they showed. There's the hopping puzzle for Score Bunny to get Score Bunny to the goal, and trampolines only bounce one way when you hit them. So little things like that. Matching shapes to go through holes on Mr. Mime walls and things like that. It's a bunch of just silly little fun puzzles. They're cute.
Yeah.
But it's not anything crazy. They did their usual Pokemon Cafe remix announcement, which I thought that was really cool. The way they had shown off this real scary ghost ship and Lapras, and it ends up just being cute.
I saw that. I was like, what the hell is this? And it's like, it's an adorable little Captain Lapras. I'm like, oh, hi, buddy.
I thought that was cute. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, I liked that. And then, Sleep, I think, what was it? They added in the the Hoenn starters.
They got their Hoenn starters. Pretty much all the Hoenn Pokemon are coming to Sleep.
Okay.
And they're doing another round of Entei, Suicune, and Raikou research for everyone. I haven't opened Sleep in almost a year.
Yeah. I never downloaded Sleep. Yeah. Nope, that was
I used it a lot before my daughter was born.
And then you just weren't getting sleep.
Now that she's like, she sleeps in our room, I don't have my phone in the bed to track my sleep anymore, so I just stopped opening Sleep.
Yeah. What was it? Pokemon Go news? Eternatus is coming. I think
they're doing the big Dynamax G-Max event again, which is whatever.
Which, cool. I don't play Go as much, but when I do turn it on, if I can get some Dynamax battles in, it would be cool. Pokemon Pocket actually had no presence in the Pokemon Presents. However, 2 days later,
they followed their cycle. It's their cycle. They won't change it to fit anybody else's.
No. So they went and announced our fourth mainline set is going to be based on Lugia and Ho-Oh.
Johto.
A lot of the Johto Pokemon. This is something that we all thought we were going to get for our second set.
Yeah, about 2 sets ago.
But what's funny is that we got Gen 4 as the second set and as the second main set, and now we're getting Gen 2 as the fourth main set. So I find that funny. And then Gen 7's just in the middle because why the hell not?
We've got Gen 1, 4, 7, 2. I'm so confused. They could have themed it around Black and White, the new Black and White set, and did 5 this time around. And that
they could. So that was honestly what I was guessing. But with everything that they've done, nothing's really, the only direct pattern that we knew of was we knew that after the first set, the second set was going to be around Mew, and that just made sense.
Yeah.
And that after the Sun and Moon set, the first mini set was going to be around the Ultra Beasts. And that was also only because we already got the data dump that the Ultra Beast tag was in the game.
At the rate they're releasing cards, I feel like we're gonna hit all Pokemon really, really fast.
You say that, but there's so many Pokemon that have like multiple cards. Like I can't even count how many Eevee cards there are, especially because
that's what I'm saying. It's just
and that was before
at the rate we're
Eevee
going.
set.
We're still hitting. There's 200 cards in this upcoming set. Like we're hitting crazy numbers of cards already. Like I've collected, I think it's over 10,000 cards. I stopped paying for stuff in the game like 6 months ago, or however many months ago. I was like halfway through, I just stopped buying stuff. And so
for Pocket, like it's like I have a complete dex in terms of like the diamond cards. I'm not going to like gun for the fancy art or like spend a lot of. I'm not going to be a whale over those cards or really spend money on them. I just want to be able to play the decks that I want to play, and I pretty much can as of right now. There's like the EXs I only have one of aren't, in most cases, just aren't good cards, or at least not worth building around. Like I'm not going to care that I only have one Tinkaton EX. I'm never going to use it.
It's not a big deal.
No.
I stopped playing.
Yeah,
I just collect. I just like collecting the arts.
I've been playing like a little less recently. I know Shawnish, they just hit Master Ball this go around.
Yeah.
So shout out to Shawnish, and also it's because this month they made it a little easier because they kept you now keep your win streak bonuses.
Yeah, they added the win streak bonuses through I think is it all the way through to Master Ball now?
Yeah. And as of the upcoming season, which starts, I believe, it's I want to say either July 30th or August or August 1st. It's starting. They will have the ranked floor set. So like once you make Ultra Ball, you as of right now, if you like barely squeak into Ultra Ball and lose, you'll drop back into Great Ball. And same if you're in Master Ball and lose, you drop into Ultra Ball. Now they have it where, well, not now, but as of the upcoming season, which will only be a few days after this episode airs, they'll have it like once you get into Master Ball, you're just in Master Ball. Very similar to how
fall out.
Yeah, very similar how the VGC ranked ladder works, where like once you hit that,
that's honestly how most Pokemon ladders work. So when it didn't work like that when they originally launched it was very surprising.
It was, and very unpopular. And between that and also another massive Pocket update that we haven't talked about is that they're changing the trade system. They already announced they were going to use Shine Dust instead of the
we knew the trade.
Hourglasses.
We knew this was coming. We just didn't have a timeline of exactly when. It's when this.
And it's next update. Yep. So that is a lot of stuff that is exciting that we found out about over the last week. I'd say the main thing, if you don't mind if I take control of the screen.
I ain't got nothing on there.
The main thing that I think we should talk about with ZA, just to show the people, is that we officially know we are getting brand new Mega Pokemon. And that was something where it's like we figured with ZA we would get new Megas, and then it's like, oh, it's not confirmed or whatever. But now it's 1000% confirmed. We are getting new Mega Pokemon, and the first one they showed us is Mega Dragonite there. Carl, what are your thoughts of Mega Dragonite?
It looks like Patamon.
Oh my god, it does!
Like, it just looks like Patamon.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the second you say, yeah. I do like how it added a lot...
More Digimon is Pokemon.
Yes.
Nonsense.
But yeah, it is nice they added a lot of like the Dragonair-esque elements to it outside of like the colorway and everything, but a lot of times they aren't going to change the colorway completely with a Mega Evolution.
I just want the shiny to not be pickle green. That's all I want.
Yeah, if it's a blue or a pink, I think that would be really nice.
I think pink is perfect. Pink is what it should be.
Yeah.
Don't make it Pickle Night green. Don't do that. Don't.
Yeah. I would like
be like Mega Gengar and make it the Ghost
or
White.
Mega Gengar, Mega Garchomp changes color.
Yeah. Like,
which is again very they took the two of the worst shinies ever. They're like, don't worry, when you Mega Evolve, we'll fix this.
Yeah. I'm hoping that they keep that trend for Mega Dragonite. So I am a little sad here because I did get spoiled for this before the presents, just because I've been trying to actively avoid spoilers for ZA because I knew they were floating around, and I did get to see this and a handful of other mega forms. I haven't around on other places, and I was a little upset about that. But
yeah, and part of me is like, I've seen like there's been a leaked list of new megas going around, and we aren't going to talk about those. Like, if you want to find it,
there's videos out there to go find it. Go find it. They'll talk about
a lot of the art is fake for them, but like this is cool where we actually see like this is the first one we see the art for. We see the typing now. Abilities aren't in the Legends games. There's
usually
been a lot of
they've only had one. We've only had one Legends games. We can't say that. But we've only had one game.
We also don't see the ability here either.
Oh, let me. So they did post it with the ability. They did post it with the ability.
No, see, I know that you said that. We can talk. Do you think we can pull up? Too spoiler?
It was the original. Like it was the original one, so you could probably pull it up and it'd be fine.
Okay, I can't find it. I'll just say it. So
I have it right here.
Okay,
I'm not gonna. Let me copy. I gotta fight with it. Whatever. It's WonderGuard.
Yeah, we'll just say it. that is, or at least that's what it says. There was a screenshot that Carl found that was sent to you by DeWabafet, right?
DeWabafet shared it in our local server.
Yeah,
and like they confirmed that it's still on their screen. Like they loaded the page, and that's what it was. So I would be surprised if abilities weren't in this game, being a more modern style like story Pokemon game.
Very like battle focused in the sense.
Like there's battles are a big thing, so I would not be surprised if abilities are part of this game. But there's a big but here. They probably want to hide as much information right now as possible because a lot of this game was already like in the big game leak when Game Freak got hacked. So they are probably playing a lot of this information very close to the vest. So I would be surprised if they give us any more info before the October 16th release.
Like they aren't going to do there's going to be a demo that is going to different conventions, but
I think most of them are in Europe.
Yeah. Like, I mean, maybe there might be something at Worlds, like there might be like a little demo there. We're never going to get a demo in-game ever again, or at least like on our home consoles, mostly because like after when they did it for Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire and then Sun and Moon, both times the games were immediately data mined from the demo, and it's like, and everything leaked.
Here's everything on a platter. Yeah.
Like, you don't know the story, but like, okay, here's all the Mega Evolutions. Here's like, all the Pokemon. So I can definitely and in general, I'd say from after the Gen 7 release cycles, both of them, and even all the Gen 6 release cycles as well, the trailers that they showed so much of the Pokemon. I went and did the math on this a year or two ago. It's somewhere in the server if you want to like dig through. But it was like for Sun and Moon, I think 85% of the new Pokemon were shown in the trailers before the game even came out.
Yeah.
And so like they're just trying to not spoil the entire game, because honestly, it kind of takes the wonder away of not
seeing things like this.
For the first time. And while it's good to tease with like what they're doing with the Mega Dragonite, then you're like, okay, what else is there new? Like showing someone with a new Mega Evolution, or finding the Mega Stone yourself.
Exactly.
I
want a Mega Agaslash so bad.
I honestly, I would love Mega Mamoswine, Mega Mimikyu. Mega Farigiraf, that's not going to happen, but could you imagine?
I'd be surprised if
Mega Blood Moon
Pokemon
Ursaluna?
Mimikyu, or like anything newer than Gen 7 or newer actually got a Mega. I feel like it's gonna stick. They're gonna stick to their theme of Gen 1 Pokemon, and then Gen 6 and 3 Pokemon probably are the ones that are gonna get the focus.
Yeah, I think definitely Gen 6, because there are no Mega Pokemon who are Gen 6 Pokemon. All of the Megas were from previous generations. And I think the other generation to really hit would be Generation 5 as well, which we are getting we're going to assume that the starters are getting Mega forms. Mega Emboar would be only the second Gen 5 Pokemon to get a Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
And if any of the Gen 6 Mons get it, the only Gen 6 Mon with the Mega is Diancie.
Yeah.
So
the other starters are Chikorita and Totodile. So Gen 2 starters getting Megas would be kind of cool too.
Yeah. Well, besides Cyndaquil, but Cyndaquil got an ancient form.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought
that's the other thing? I don't think we're gonna get any Kalos form Pokemon. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think that all the new Pokemon is just gonna be Megas.
And that was a discussion we had beforehand as well, where it's like, okay, I think you brought it up. It's like Hisui was so far back in the past. You could do the whole, these Pokemon existed, now they're extinct, and
they're extinct, or they adapted and changed.
Yeah,
and blah,
in so many ways. This game only takes place, I think, like 20-ish years post post XY. A lot, like, we see like AZ's in the game, the detective girl whose name I'm forgetting, Emma. She was a little girl who got put in that like mind control suit by the weird guy from Team Flare. She's now an adult.
Yeah.
So like it's like showing, okay, there's been a growth of time, and like time has elapsed,
but also not enough to have Pokemon change completely over.
Yeah.
Like, adapt kind of situation.
Like there's not going to be like Colossian Noctowl.
Yeah, that's just not a thing. I like, if they do anything new, I would be surprised if it's not like some of their, like the Toad's Cruel, like kind of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if it's that, where they lean into more of their new Pokemon ideas, especially going forward. I feel like that's just going to be a lot of the new ideas. Is they're closely resembled older Pokemon, but they're designed in a different way. The convergent versus divergent evolutions nonsense, blah blah blah.
And also, we just know, like, at least again from back in X and Y, the reason why XY only had about at least 68 new Pokemon and Gen 6 didn't have a lot of new Pokemon is because they were viewing at these mega forms as quote unquote new Pokemon. So they could be viewing the development of ZA the same way, where it's like, okay, instead of us
for Gen 6, between the Megas and the introduction of fairies, like the fairy typing, they effectively had 100 different new Pokemon. It's just some of them were ones we already had that were changed, and some of them were just not permanent evolutions.
Yep. Yeah, so I could see that, where it's like, instead of doing like 20 new, like, again, Kalosian form Pokemon or whatever, they're like, here's like 25 new Megas, go have fun. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, probably I will have fun doing that. The other things to add before we move on to Champions is they announced what the initial mystery gift is going to be. They always do one for every game. It's going to be a Ralts holding the Gardevoir as your early access, or I don't know what exactly they called it. Pre-order. It was nope. Yeah, it was here.
It was the
they call it their early purchase bonus. So it's not like you have to go.
It's pretty much if you buy it before Pokemon Day.
That's actually
exactly what it is. It's buy it before Pokemon
until
Day.
Saturday, February 26th, 2026. And one of the other things to note is, if you don't get the game immediately, they do say in the down here in the info that is possible to get the Gardevoir through regular gameplay. So it's not like, oh, you don't get the game early and don't get this Ralt, you now can't use Mega Gardevoir.
Yeah, like that would be dumb.
Yeah. Well, they have done that before. The Snorium Z, or like Snorlax's signature Z Crystal, you only got if you got the early purchase Munchlax for Sun and Moon, and it didn't become available for everyone until you got like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out, or they just made it accessible through regular gameplay. But yeah, that is. Oh, and then if you pre-order the digital code, you'll get 100 Pokeballs. Now, if you do go and order the physical copy through the Pokemon Center, you will get a random sitting cutie of one of the starters, which is what I'm doing, because that's a $20 bonus. That's not some free freaking code for, like, Pokeballs. That's
it's currently sold out. We should mention that.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's been sold out for a hot minute.
Well, never mind then.
That one sold out pretty fast.
Okay.
I know depending on where you're at in the world, there's certain pre-order bonuses through other stores.
Yeah. I think it's like Europe, there's like a trench coat you can get.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. You get a trench coat and a little figurine set and a bunch of other stuff. If you order in Japan, there's like a spoon and fork, like a silverware set.
That's amazing.
And you get like an art book and like all of this other stuff. I'm like, man, I want that one.
That's amazing.
Instead, we get pins and plushes.
Yep.
A random plush that you don't get to pick, and
that's how you pick your starter.
That's like Walmart gives you like it's not even an enamel pin. It's just like these. It's not enamel. It's like the fake plasticky, like they gave for BDSP.
Yeah.
Their crappy cheap pin.
But yeah, that's kind of like what we're going at with Legends. We're not going to get into like the gameplay or story stuff.
I will say, if you're planning on buying this game and don't have the Switch 2 yet, buying the Switch 1 version will probably be a better like long-term like plan, because then you just got to pay $10 once you do buy your Switch 2 to upgrade to the Switch 2 version.
Yeah.
Like, don't feel like you have to buy the game twice.
Yeah. And the other thing, speaking of the Switch 2, before we move on to
Champions, have the bundle.
Yeah, there's a bundle. So it is the system and a digital copy of the game for $500, save you $20. And that could also be an option where it's like if you want to get this, if you don't have the Switch 2 and want it, that was another option that I was looking at. Because I initially held off because I was hoping that they were going to do a special edition Switch 2.
Not this early on, unfortunately.
You know, sometimes you got to take a swing.
They're already having issues of keeping up in demand, like for demand. Like they weren't going to have anything extra special for it.
I already know what's. Yeah,
here's the game.
Pretty much.
You can buy it with the game. So that's pretty much it. I have my pre-order set up through GameStop. I have to go pay it off sometime, but
yeah. So now let's get to the real meat of this.
Ta-da!
What matters for us, Pokemon Champions, and we are very excited. First of all, because it's officially announced to come out in 2026. We don't know when, but again, it's sounding, at least from some of the rumors,
we're hoping Q1.
Yes.
I would not be surprised if it is a Q2 release, unfortunately. But we're hoping
actually. Well, if I want to even guess, Pokemon 26. What I actually want to pull out right now is, when is EUIC?
February something other. March something like that. March, February, somewhere in there.
So like that's why EUIC is February. Yeah. So like that's the thing where I don't know how they're going to make the math out.
I can guarantee you, if this is a Q1 release, we're not playing this game until Worlds.
I wouldn't say till. I think
they want people to be able to get it and have access to it and get the stuff they want.
I could see it, assuming the cycle from last year, which again is a huge assumption, but assuming we're on a cycle where it's similar to where it's like we have 3 different formats and they try to match up, which happened last year and this year, where they tried to match up the NAIC format and the Worlds format. I could see it being the game for like NAIC and Worlds. So maybe if with you saying that, if I have to like guess a timeline, if this is the early game, May 2026 becomes like when it's adopted. That's again that I think just going by that scheduling of they probably want to marry NAIC to World, so it's not like 23 where it's like Worlds is the first tournament of the format and it's kind of not great because no one knows what they're doing. I think they want to line that up, but outside of that, like EUIC being in February makes it a little early. So let's read a little about this. This says, get ready to experience everything you love about Pokemon battles all in one place in Pokemon Champions. This new battle-focused game will feature familiar mechanics, such as Pokemon types, abilities, and moves, creating an environment conducive to rich and varied strategies for new and experienced trainers alike. It's not just familiar mechanics. You'll be able to bring Pokemon from Pokemon home, too. Look forward to cross-platform battles alongside your favorite Pokemon on Nintendo Switch systems and mobile devices, with a variety of different modes available for your desired experience. So, that alone, this second paragraph shows like one of the things that, again, was insinuated in the original trailer for Champions, but now is confirmed. You will be like your Pokemon that you put in Pokemon Home can be used in this game. Which, as we just scroll down a little, the first thing that they're going to show up is assembling your team, and what they have, they're calling it Pokemon recruitment.
Yeah,
so
we don't catch things anymore.
Nope, we recruit them, and so the way it works is there's two types of recruitment. There's trial recruitment, which is pretty much, if I have to compare it to anything and tell me if this is a little off, similar to like the trial licenses in Unite, where you get to use the Pokemon for like X amount of days without having to spend money or in-game resources.
Yeah.
So you have that, a Pokemon that's on trial period. It looks like you can use that Pokemon for 7 days, and you have to use any of the in-game currency called victory points, which they call VP. Permanent recruitment is you just get that Pokemon and it's yours. You're able to use it. This is like your showdown equivalent of just plugging a Pokemon in, is just getting it on permanent recruitment. And just going by this, it looks like you use 1,000 victory points to permanently recruit a Pokemon. And again, if there's a Pokemon that you want, but you don't want to use your points to get it, all you got to do is catch it in game and dump it into Champions via home. So for those of you who have, if you're playing VGC, there's a good chance you have a home subscription. It's going to come very useful. Survey.net, we do have a list of all the Pokemon that we've at least seen in game, which we can assume are going to be at least in like our quote-unquote starting decks. No idea how many Pokemon they're going to be in the starting decks, but here they are. Charizard, Pikachu, Gengar, Feraligatr, Scizor, Gardevoir, Milotic, Metagross, Empoleon, Garchomp, Lucario, Leafeon, Serperior, Hisuian Samurott has been seen, Hydreigon, Talonflame, Aegislash, Sylveon, Incineroar, Oranguru, Komao, Dragapult, Ursaluna, Basculegion, Sneasler, Dondozo, Sinistra, Archaludon, and Hydrapple. All of those Pokemon have already been seen. They're going to be in the base decks. I'm going to guess that any Pokemon that has a Mega Evolution or a new Mega is going to be in the base decks, and they're going to sprinkle through. One of the interesting questions I have is, are the pre-evolved forms of these Pokemon also going to be available because they do have Pikachu available? Or is it just going to be evolved Pokemon and select baby forms? Such as, like you can't get Croconaw, but you can get Clefairy. Stuff like that.
I would be surprised if they don't allow all the Pokemon in the game, but I would be surprised if they don't allow you to recruit the not fully evolved Pokemon.
Okay, I could see that.
Unless there's specific circumstances like Pikachu, like Clefairy, maybe things like that. Mostly because they probably don't want you wasting victory points on both the not fully evolved and the fully evolved, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas like Pikachu has its own competitive thing with Light Ball and it does its own thing, and Raichu is its own separate competitive thing. So those things will probably be like worth investing both into. Whereas I'm not going to go buy Servine when Serperior is right there, right?
That means you can put Eviolite Servine.
It's not the same thing.
It does a thing. What,
no, it doesn't. Don't lead them on. It doesn't do anything.
By a thing, I mean it exists. But yeah. Now, this is the big part.
This is the fun part. This is what we were hoping to see a little bit of this time around because we didn't get any information about it. This is definitely more showdown, less stadium.
Yeah. So what we have here is pretty much you're able to go and using your victory points, you can change your Pokemon, whether a Pokemon that you bring in from home or a Pokemon that you recruit. You can go and train their stats, their EVs, their nature, and their moves. And as you can see here, one of the things with EVs, it's changed a decent bit. So, initially, the 252 EVs is your max, 252, 252, 4. Your first 4 EVs are 1 stat point, your next 8 EVs are another stat point. And then, of course, nature bumps and stuff. Now they just script it down, made it real easy, straightforward. There are 66 stat points you can invest. And up to 32 per stat, which is the equivalent of 252 EV investment. What this means, though, is that you now can invest in 4 stats if you want. That's not something you were able to do with our current EV system. So if you were running 252, 252, 4, that was the equivalent of only 65 stat points. There were ways for you to hit 66 stat points. For example, this Blood Moon Ursaluna spread here hits 66 points.
Yeah.
As a
so
way...
there's ways you could fudge the math around to get the 66 stat points in this way. This is not including the nature bonus and whatnot. This is just that's how many points you would get.
Yep, and also I'm not sure if they are going to give like a little nature boost somehow.
The nature boosts are on there.
Yeah,
you can see it when they have it up
right
here.
There. Yep.
Yeah, you can see the stat boosts right there. The nature boosts are on there. Otherwise, why are natures in the game?
Fair. So we have that, but yeah, it means that for your Trick Room Pokemon, you can go 252 HP, 252 in the offense, and then a stat point, or at least
each defenses. So you're no longer wasting a stat point if you're for EVs for Trick Room Pokemon. It was always wonky to want to invest in both defenses and your HP and whatever your offensive type was. And
you'd always waste points.
You'd at minimum would always waste 4 points because you did not want to put that point in speed. Because when you invest in 4, you can't ever split it up equally. And so now that you can it's just points based like this, where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 32, makes it much simpler, much easier to split the defenses up. And there's no hanging remainder because they managed to pick 510 when 512 was right there as a base number.
So there are a couple things that, just going through the first 2 parts, that I do have questions with. And the first one that was an immediate question after okay, yeah, you can train your EVs, your nature, and your attacks. Which begs the question, what about the IVs? And we don't know. But
I'm going to burst everybody's bubble here. IVs are probably just going to be hard locked, and they're not going to be allowed to change them.
That was going to be my guess, as well. Where it's pretty much they're gone, or everything's set.
They're not gone because these numbers are IV numbers. I didn't look exactly at what the attack number would be for that.
I can pull that up in a second.
But it's looking like this is all 31 IV for the sake of their pictures, which is normal. Yes. That's normally how they handle things.
What do they have the attack stat at?
The attack number looks to be 76 with the minus nature.
Okay, one moment. So I just have to go minus nature here. So
0 attack is
Yep.
70.
yeah, so 76. So modest hits 76 with 0 invest.
Yeah.
So yeah, it pretty much has everything set at 31. And so
Which, if they got rid of IVs for competitive, that makes the game easier to do stuff with. It makes the trick room stuff harder to like metagame because it
Everything's
raises
set
the
at the
speed of
same.
everything. The floor
Yeah.
goes from wherever 0 was to wherever 31 IV is.
Yeah.
Which is
And
fine. Everything goes up. So
yes.
there's no going down anymore. Everything just naturally goes up to 31 IV. It
Which-
works out the same. It's just the difference between 31 and 0 IV is no longer is a thing.
Yeah. I think like if you want to play or you're trying to play like min speed stuff where I'll use an example of like Iron Hands, where you wanted to play min speed Iron Hands to make sure that you were slower than like 31 IV or whatever, or like slower than like a certain Pokemon that isn't running 0 speed, that you would usually be faster than if you weren't 0. Like in that stuff, like it's very much set. So setting the speed tiers, it does simplify it. It also simplifies it, and I think this is one of the main things they're doing. Instead of them just letting us like set the IVs to whatever, because like I will say, if they do this as where everything's locked at 31, there's certain things you won't be able to do anymore. For example, you'll never be able to get a attack boosting stack attacka. That's just going to be completely impossible. There'll be a few other, and then there's probably a few other things like that. But if they aren't going to like let us change the IVs as well, or
I would be surprised if everything is just set to 31 and that's it. I really think it's just like the fact that you can import Pokemon from home means that IVs are probably just a locked stat you can't adjust in this game. And they just happen to use 31 everything Gardevoir just because it's easier for them to input 31 everything Gardevoir for their testing, like for this like testing purposes. I can tell you, as someone who's done a little bit of game design, you want to make these things as easy as possible for you to show off. And this is it. It's easier for everyone to just be max 31 default because that's your default value. Bam.
The other question that and we've seen them like put a Mega Pokemon in the trailer, and I know that we've seen like it was in Let's Go, where as long as you had the Mega Stone, you couldn't put Mega Stones on your Pokemon. Like there were no held items in the game, but if the Mega Stone was in your bag, you were able to Mega Evolve the Pokemon. I don't know. Well, first of all, we don't know anything about items yet. Are there going to be held items? If so, how do we get them? It's probably, if I had to guess, going to be in-game store, and you'll have to like play through some sort of solo mode.
I would be surprised if you just can't buy it with victory points.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if it's not just all tied to victory points.
Yeah.
Before we get off the screen, for those that love to know the economy and how things work, it costs 1132 BP to completely change a Pokemon. So that's to completely teach all new moves, change the ability, change the nature, and move all 66 stat points. Is 1132 BP.
Okay. So a little more than what it would cost. So overall, it would cost, you said 1132?
Yes. So it's just depending on we don't know exactly what the prices of every recruitment Pokemon is yet. Certain Pokemon might have different values. Yeah. This one shows 1,000. Something like Como might be 1,500. We don't know. We don't know anything about that yet. That's a hidden thing we probably haven't seen enough information on yet. But depending on how easy it is to get victory points, 1132 is probably not that bad.
Yeah. And of course, if it really comes down, if you're importing stuff from home, I think in absolute worst case, you could still train your Pokemon the regular way and then put it in home after the fact.
I think the moves and the stat points are the easiest things to move around and adjust. Yeah. It's the natures that are it's the abilities that are the scary thing.
So the ability is 400 points, and the nature is 200.
Yeah.
So
And
that'll
I think
be
it's 2 points per stat point, up to 132.
yeah.
Because 66 times 2.
And it looks like it's 100 per move, 200 for the ability, and
200 for
I'm
the
sorry,
nature.
200 for the nature and 400 for the ability.
Yeah. So if you need to change, which changing moves is going to be the big thing if you're importing from home. It's much easier to spend a couple hundred points changing moves than it is to spend the 600 or whatever to change the ability, change the nature, things like that. So if you could do that in your native game, whatever that is, Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet, whatever Gen 10 is, ZA, Legends, etc.
Yeah.
It's much easier to do that in those native games than it is, and then transfer it to Champions than it is to try and probably do it all in Champions.
Yep. So they showed us 3 battle modes. First of all is the ranked battle, and this is, again, like what's kind of expected. So it's just like our ranked ladder in games. Your ranked battle mode, you can battle other players, your rank goes up and down, and by playing ranked battles, it lets you obtain the victory points after matches depending on the outcome. Now, the screenshot that we do see right over here, along with the ones down here, we do see that
we get percent HP.
We now see
finally.
as percentage of HP. So again, ripping off Showdown. I honestly think it's nice because, like, in the grand scheme of things, after playing this game for so long, you were probably able to generally eyeball around how much damage or how much of the bar went. You would just know. So having the exact number now is really nice. It makes it really nice for you to know your calcs, and you can make more, if you do know your calcs, you can make more dedicated plays where it's like, okay, I know I'm doing this much damage.
Yeah. That's always like a good thing. It's good. They're trying to make this as easy for new players as possible because this is what they want. They want new players to pick this game up and play it. So
yeah. They also have a casual battle mode, which is just the same as the casual part of the ladder, where again you can play strangers. There's no ranking or anything. It's just getting games in and playing mons. And then finally, private battles, same as our link battles, where you go and put a code in with your opponent to be able to go and play against a specific person.
Yeah. Pretty much it's all the stuff you already had access to on the main consoles, but now it's going to be all converged into Champions instead of being in the games.
Yeah, which I do
it makes sense.
I feel like I'm a broken record saying it, but I'll say it again. They already, especially Gen 9, there was a lot of battle stuff, such as battle box locking, in-game ladder tours, LAN mode. There's all this stuff that were battle-centric pieces that were just out of the game. And the development for Scarlet and Violet and the initial reaction to it was so bad that partially, I think part of Champions is, what if we just put all the battle stuff in its own thing, and instead of having to bloat our mainline games with like these massive battle systems and servers, which do take up time and space in terms of building and coding and everything, what if we just put them in like its own game and let our game developers just like make a game with a story? And of course, like you're still going to be able to go and in Gen 10 battle like what we like.
I'm going to actually probably say this. I would be surprised if we have like link battles in a mainline Pokemon game that are actually like ranked ladder or anything like that.
Oh no, not ranked ladder.
It's probably just going to be just like Legends, where it's just like if you want to link up and battle with a buddy, you can. But
I was going to say BDSP was like that.
I wouldn't even have that. You're going to probably have Legends Arceus style battles, like battling.
There was no PvP in Legends Arceus.
You can still link battle. That was all it was. Okay. It was just casual battle. I'm pretty sure you could.
No, Arceus was solo player. You're thinking of BDSP, where
you could link up with other people over internet on Arceus still to trade and whatnot. Still
to trade, yes, but not battle.
Not singles battle. Because I'm pretty sure you can singles battle through that game.
Nope. Yeah, no, it's There's no battling in Arceus. It's only trades.
Then I'm gonna be honest, we're probably not getting another game with battling.
Okay.
I would be surprised if they're gonna put battling here. There's no reason to put link battles.
I personally think they might put it in BDSP. Like a BDSP style, or at least again, well, I keep on saying BDSP. What it pretty much was from Gens 1 to 4, where you go to the Pokemon Center or whatever the hell they do now, where you press Y and your Y-com, or
I'm gonna be honest. If battles are here, there's no reason for them to put link battles in anything.
I think they still will,
because all their mainline games are going to become Legend style games. That's what we're going to.
If they go now, I mean, we don't know what Gen 10's going to look like, but yeah, if they just start doing like mainline, I like a Legends, yeah, I do. I wouldn't be shocked like if they do another like core like the main game where it's like the regular story and not just like a Legends more focused format. I could see them doing it like the BDSP style. At least that's my guess. Could be completely wrong. I would be like, I think what we can both agree on is there is not going to be another ranked ladder in a mainline game as long as Champions is being kept up and updated.
Which there's no reason. Once Champions comes out, there's no reason to ever not do that. It's so much easier to just sit there and update a server for the next 50 years, for however long you want to play have Pokemon battles on here. Like, there's no reason to do anything else. It's so much easier to upkeep this than it is to churn out new games that are for ranked battles like this.
Yeah. Now, one of the things
that was honestly the big issue of why I thought Champions was never coming. It's not a money-making scheme. This is you pay for it once, and that's it. You've lost all your money making mostly out of VGC. Because if this game is money off of us. They were making money off us because we still buy the games. You still had to buy the next generation of games to keep playing your game. With this, there is no buying the next gen. That's not required for us anymore.
No.
Because all the new Pokemon will already be on here and we can recruit them through Champions. Yeah. We won't have to, unless we really need a specific IV, we won't have to do that anymore. We won't have to play the main story parts of the games anymore.
Which, some people don't like. There's people who just love diving into the battling. I do like my little Pokemon story. It's fun. It's whimsical.
Like
it's
usually if you wanted to play the games, that's what Legends are for. That's what the Legend style games are for. Is for that. You go and you catch Pokemon, you battle the gym leaders, become the Pokemon champion, save the world. Cool. Like that's what those games are there for. But there's a lot of people that were complaining. It's like, I don't want to play a story. I just want to play the game. And so they don't like building. That's been a big gatekeeping thing. Is just like, they don't want to play the game to gather the resources to build. They just want to play the game. And that's why they're mostly showdown players. Champions solves all those problems. They don't have to actually own a Switch to play VGC anymore.
Just have a phone.
And so it's... this doesn't make them money anymore. They make money once they buy the Champions game, but there's no money to be made 6 or 7 years down the road from Champions
until you can start dressing your Pokemon up. And that is one of the things where it's like
the microtransactions, those might get axed because depending on how people want to regulate internet and whatnot, they'll axe those. They'll cut them out. They'll make it to where you can't do that. So...
Well, one of the things that we at least know, which is very good, is that the victory points cannot be directly purchased.
Yeah.
So you gotta.
There's no pay to win to get your teams. You actually have to play the game.
Yeah, and they also did note that there will be ways to gain victory points outside of ranked battles. Like odds are there is going to be some sort of
there has to be some kind of story mode.
Like, I know, even if it's like a stadium style, like in Stadium, you had all the different cups, you had the gym leaders,
the gym leader challenges, which if you want to go watch Stadium 1 and 2, Carter's got those playlists on the channel.
So yeah, there's definitely going to be like something, or even like in Battle Revolution, they had like the little challenges and stuff, which if they do like a Battle Revolution style thing where there's all different, or like a Battle Frontier, like Frontier Leader thing, one of the cool things with Battle Revolution is that you got the Pokemon cost, like all the leaders like dressed like Pokemon. you could shiny hunt the costumes in
That's
Battle
cool.
Revolution. And it's like one of the things where, if you could shiny hunt, like that would be like a cool thing if they do add this, where it's like,
what happens to shiny Pokemon in this game?
My guess is if you import a shiny, it stays shiny. I wouldn't.
Is it just like, could they like attach a random chance roll for when you recruit, you get the shiny?
No, I think like with I don't think so. Where are you? I think with like these Pokemon, I think everything's just going to be coded and set in stone.
Which so that changes like how rare shinies will be. It puts shinies back in on a pedestal again. That's the main thing I was getting at.
Yeah, they'll make that. That's going, Carl. That's going to be the sell for your mainline games. You want a shiny Pokemon? Pony up, buddy.
To be fair, most VGC players don't really care. Most of the diehard VGC, they could care less. The marks 100%. They 100% care about that. Shiny, do not care.
If you really want a shiny that much, go play a community day.
Right. They could attach like random rolls for shinies or whatever for recruits, but
I mean, like,
it'd be interesting if that's the case.
They
like,
could
super low odds.
They could. I just don't see it. It would be fun. I would even, but like past that, like, what if they put like different marks on it and stuff?
The marks 100% are going to be locked behind the mainline games.
Yeah, I do like my marks. I was actually very happy. I was watching. There is a New England VGC YouTube channel. Don't watch it because I played some not great reggae games last night and got on stream twice.
Now I'm going to go find it.
Never won a stream game. I had like a good set versus Junie. Went to 3 games. Did hacks her a little. I got a very lucky crit. Relatively lucky crit in game 2, and then game 3 it was just a kind of difficult matchup. The team I brought, with like I was like Aquatoros and Baxcalibur, and she had 3 fairies and like a Skeledirge. Yeah,
I found the stream.
Yeah. So one of the things I was doing, I was watching one of the games, and I saw that Chase. He's been using my Calyrex Ice, and he went and gave the Gourmand mark, and I was like, "You fed my horse, thank you."
So the Gourmand mark's actually like crazy easy to get if you're just lucky. I got one on my Tinglu before NAIC a few years ago, and it was like literally just find one of like the food shops. My Ogremon has it.
Yeah, find one of the food shops in game and just start like spamming A until it gets like the mark. It's a fun one to just add, and I do like how they added like more different marks for like these static encounter Pokemon that usually you can't find in the wild and therefore can't mark hunt. But yeah, that's stuff like that. That'll be fun, and I'm excited to see some more information on, again, what are we doing with IVs? What are we doing with items? What are we doing with a solo mode? How all of that is going to work. Again, is it going to be like these Pokemon Stadium Battle Revolution stuff? Or are you going to put the Pokemon World Tour back? Or is it going to be a Battle Frontier? Who can say? My guess is we'll find out a little more in about a month, or actually less than a month at Worlds, and hopefully one of those things is confirming if this will be, again, I'm guessing it's our Worlds game, but it would be pretty nice to confirm if this is our game for Worlds or not in 2026.
Like I said, I think the issue is access to it and whatnot.
The phones,
it's not even the phones. It's just access to play the game to gather resources. Because not, like I said, it being a mobile and Switch game means that you don't your previous games are not required to play the game.
Yeah.
Like, yes, having access to home makes everything easier. But not everyone's going to have that access immediately. Not everybody owns a Switch that wants to play VGC. There's, like I said, there's a lot of people that play play Showdowns just on their phones because they don't own Switches and they don't like to play the actual mainline games. And so it'll be interesting to see, like, do they push this to start next season, 2027? Do we get it just for Worlds? Because if this is going to end up coming out and releasing in like January 26th, they're probably not ready to start playing events on it until like NAIC in June.
Yeah, which I think like if that's the case, where
But
it's like
at that
June,
point, you're also having people register for events in April at that point to go to NAIC in June.
Yeah,
so
I mean, like they're already having people. I know it's the same game, but like there's registration for September events out already. That and like we don't even know what
we don't know what the
playing.
format is, but we know what the platform is. That's where it's at. It's do you put these out there in April before you've made your announcement that the games are going to like NAIC is going to be the first event on this? Well, that'll probably turn a bunch of people off.
I think we're going to find out well before even registrations when this game is going to be available. But I think that'll be a future thing. Speaking of new formats, that'll probably be next week's episode.
Next week.
Yeah, we will find out the new format in
probably. I would be surprised if it's not like a Reg H or.
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, man, I'm just going to stop sharing. What format do you like? What do you think it's going to be?
H.
You think it's just
H
pure H again?
As much as people don't like it, I just think that's just what it is.
So I know I've said that I thought that, especially because that's what they made the main side event at NAIC. So actually, I am going to say H.
It usually at NAIC and Worlds, when they like whatever those side events are usually determined by what the next format's coming up is.
Yeah. So yeah, unless it's going to be a brand new format, and if it is a brand new format, like I'm going to say H.
I don't know what they could do at this point. That's just not Terra.
H plus Paradox Mons, which would
that's
be terrifying.
Already a thing.
No, it's not.
Well, no, that rule set H plus Paradox is effectively the Dex plus Paradox Mons. That was what C was whatever we had for the Dex.
Well, it was
plus
B,
Paradox.
but that's
already effectively a rule set.
But we have more Pokemon.
Backwards.
But we have more Pokemon now.
It doesn't change anything. Most of what's already there is what you were playing in H. Just the Paradox, like
the Paradox changed so much.
Like the Paradox Pokemon will power creep a lot of what it is, and it's just what was it? It was what was the last restrict? Let's see, what was the last restricted? Restricted was G.
So you're talking about F?
F would be the last.
F was Nat Dex.
Was the last Nat Dex one.
Nat Dex, yeah. So like it would still be it would be like F, but no Urshifu. So an ethical man's format.
Like I said, I just don't see that being as interesting as just going back to H.
Yeah, I think going back to H would be fine.
People hate it because Sneasler was so popular, and they don't playing. They don't want to pay the Sneasler tax. Is what it is.
It's an unethical Pokemon.
I love Sneasler. Just pay the tax, and you won't have to worry about it.
I've used. Well, the thing is, they still do because like the Sneasler mirrors are just. So I just said a format without Urshifu was an ethical man's format, and I've said this. At least Urshifu is going to look me in the eye and tell me that he's going to spit in my face, and then he's going to do it, and it is what it is. Sneasler's going to be like, oh no, I'm a little friend, look at me, I'm a little, like, past, like, Sneasel, and then he's just going to put me asleep.
Just play your Misty Terrain Grimmsnarl and get over it.
Play my Fairy type against the Poison type.
Yeah, but guess what? You don't get put to sleep anymore. And if they're dire clawing your Grimmsnarl after you set Misty Terrain, I feel like that's a really good advantage for you.
What we really need is we actually need to play Misty Terrain Klefki.
Like, yeah, there you go. Problem solved.
Yeah,
play your Prankster Misty Terrain Pokemon. Just pay your taxes and you're fine.
No, prison. That Pokemon's going to jail. Like legitimately unfun Pokemon.
I'm glad it's in Champions.
I saw that it was in Champions.
I'm so happy.
I was like, oh.
Like, I really enjoyed like the just standard Archaludon Rain teams from H, even though I never got to really play any of that format. I just thought it was super enjoyable.
I thought so. I the only, and again, it's like the games I enjoyed the format. It's just that Sneasler is an unfun Pokemon. Your Arch Rain teams, like, they're good mons, and you get to play Pokemon. You get to go and make your moves. Like there's a lot of interaction. Sneasler, yes, there's interaction, but the interaction is, came up sleep or came up para, and it's like, and it's not like, okay, if I get got by an Amoonguss Spore, that's on me, because I let you get your Amoonguss in position to just start spamming that shit. But like, there's no skill in clicking Dire Claw besides the motor functions necessary to click the A button.
Most of the time, though, you're just like Dire Claw just chunks you for 60.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like Dire Claw. I think it's like 65 or 70.
It chunks you for a ton. And yeah, you're just sad.
The original version of the move, also, like the ZA version, not the ZA, the Legends version of the move, also had a high crit rate. And at that point, like that's just the ultimate.
Be glad you didn't get that one. Like, that one's nuts.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it literally, if Dire Claw, actually, I'm just Sneasler, if Dire Claw just didn't exist, oh yeah, just completely ethical format, and I'd be fine going
If Dire Claw didn't exist, Sneasler would just not be a Pokemon.
No, I think it would still be a good mon, specifically in Reg H, because
it's just worse Okie Dokie at that point.
No, because it is, no, there is a niche, because you're playing it's the speed ceiling, and a lot of the good mons in the format.
But you're not doing anything at that point. You're clicking clicking close combat, and then you die.
Yeah.
Like, you click close combat into they pivoted into a fairy type, and now you're sad, and now you die. Like, that's what you're doing with it.
I'm cool with that.
That's not a niche. That's just being bad.
I mean, Sneasler still is it's a base one. What's Okie Dogies?
Okie Dokie just is a bulky Pokemon. Okie Dokie being a poison fighting type fills that bulky role better at that point.
Yeah, but like, I mean,
if you're sitting there clicking close combat on your super fast Pokemon, then you just get blown up because you're a -1.
Focus Sash.
Nah, that's a waste of a sash, man. Because then you just get fake outed because you clicked close combat.
No, I do think Sneasler overall would have a niche without Dire Claw.
I think you just play a different unburdened Pokemon.
You could, but no,
I feel like you just don't. You play something else that also hits a faster speed tier.
Yeah,
because not having Dire Claw means that you're not getting an advantage with your speed. You're clicking close combat or low sweep to try and lower their speed, but you're already faster. Like, that's the reason why Sneasler's not doing anything now.
Well, no, Sneasler's not doing anything now, because if you're playing a fighting type, you're playing Urshifu.
No, it's not even that.
No, it's
Dire Claw doesn't do anything. That's what it is right now. The big draw for Dire Claw was putting opponents to sleep. I played with Sneasler in this format. It does not do what you want it to do in this format.
No.
And that's why it's bad. It doesn't have a niche anymore.
It also isn't the speed ceiling, and Urshifu exists.
It's faster than a lot of Pokemon.
With the Unburdened, yes.
Like, but you were going to be playing Unburdened Sneasler. That's the speed.
Yeah, you have to. But you don't have to in Reg H.
Yeah, you do. And you don't want to accidentally poison touch.
You can still do that. Oh, what else?
You can be unburdened.
You can be unburdened, but like, you don't need to be like seed unburdened. I'm saying, like, you.
Were urban burden.
You could do either of them.
So you could close combat on turn 1 and then get your speed boost. It's so you could take the hit, then close combat, and now you're faster.
Yeah, or you can just be Sash. I mean, Sash unburdened was popular.
Sash unburdened means you don't take a hit after that, and that's just
which is fine. But you're the speed ceiling, so you get your 2 hits, and you just protect him from the fake out.
You just gotta hope you don't get cycled on. Yeah.
No, it's
like Sneasler without Dire Claw is bad. It's just not playable.
Unless you're, is it Nielsen Hoge who's been doing it the entire format? But when you go and play Sneasler and only like Sneasler, Miraidon, Blood Moon Hyper Offense for what's it been for him now? Like
it's like
6 months, something like that. Yeah,
Since the
so you're
format
fine.
started.
Yeah. My computer's about to die because I forgot to plug it in. So let's get out of here.
Okie dokie, get us out of here.
Okay, so everyone, thank you very much for joining in. Tune in and tell us what you're looking forward to in Champions and ZA. What Pokemon? Comment what Pokemon, what Mega Pokemon you think is going to be coming. Actually, comment what ability you think the Dragon is going to be. Whether it's going to be Wonder Guard, is it going to be Aerialate? Is it going to be some made up new ability just for Dragonite? You can find us on our YouTube, on all podcatchers, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And if you want to go and tweet at anyone, or not tweet, message anyone, you can find us at Littleroot Lessons on Blue Sky. Carl is at Musical, Carter is at Mr. Missouri 25, and I'm at Rose Tinted Cheeks, all on Blue Sky. And if you also want to just continue the conversation live, join our Discord. We had a lot of conversations about the Direct, and we are getting ready to pick up once this new format is announced. We missed the best
news period of all of it. We didn't even talk about the shiny Ruinous Pokemon.
Oh yeah! Oh crap! Oh yeah! Shiny Ruinous Pokemon. Join the Discord and get people to do the raids. It's right now it's Wo-Chien.
It's so easy.
Yeah,
it's so easy.
We do a million raids of each one, and we finally get the shiny ruins as mystery gift mons. Best news for last, and because that's all we got. Bye everyone. Bye.